Hey y'all. Hi beautiful women. Okay, one thing I always say, if you haven't seen the first 12 episodes, you might want to go and watch them now. But this episode is called Shuttle In. Now these ladies then built a shuttle that can take them all the way to planet Earth. I mean, Jackie and her team is on it, okay? But as always, there's always some drama. Somebody got some drama going on down there on Earth with their family, so they got to go down there and handle some business. And guess who they taking with them? You guessed it, Planette. Okay, so we're going to go and watch this together. And don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn those notifications on and share. Okay, because this is just good old-fashioned entertainment. I'll see y'all on the other side. We'll watch it together. Introduction to the Planette. The Planette, a place for women, where women share ideas, where women contribute to a feminine society and community, educate one another, relate to one another. On June 1st, 1961, 34-year-old Ruby Severs was walking home from work one evening after finishing her shift at her job when she was encountered by a strange man. Ruby's husband did not come to pick her up because he was passed out intoxicated on the sofa at home, so she braved the 6 blocks to her house alone. She realized the man following her meant harm, so she began running. The street was quiet, and there was no one around to help her. She rounded the corner and found a door that led to an old warehouse and hurried inside, securing the door behind her. She was frightened and confused. She could only whisper the right words. Help me. Please help me, somebody. After those words, she closed her eyes. When she opened them, she was in a strange place, another world she had never seen before. She saw a beautiful beach with clean water and white sand. The waves of the sea crashed, having a calming effect on her soul. The skies were blue, the bluest she had ever seen. There was no one else in sight as she looked around and discovered there were many resources which she later used to build up the place, to make it more inhabitable, to make it a home. Oh, she was excited. Ruby returned to Earth shortly afterward and told her husband about the beautiful place she had been. But he did not believe her. Instead, he had her committed to an asylum. But she escaped, and she made her way back to the warehouse with hospital staff chasing her. She uttered those words, "Somebody help me." Yes, somebody help me. Instantly, she was transferred back to the planet she discovered. Later, Ruby returned to Earth and told her 27-year-old friend Jackie about the planet, and they returned together and began building a home they now call the Planette. Welcome to the Planette, where women rule, where girls learn, where there are no men. Episode 13, Scene 1. Engineers, technicians Ruby, Jackie, and Dr. Fatima, along with officers and defenders, gathered at the huge warehouse near the airfield. Jackie's crew had set up the monitors so that all residents on the Planette were able to view their new addition on their own TVs. This was an exciting time for all of them, and the team of engineers were proud of what they had accomplished. Ruby took the stage and Andiette stood on her left while Jackie stood on her right. Behind her was a curtain. We have accomplished many things in the last 58 years. I remembered those days when I landed here alone, when I saw how much our planet had to offer. I could not keep it to myself. Jackie has always believed in me and this planet, and now we've made it a safe place for all women looking to have some peace. We've built, evolved, and come a long way with technology. We have teams of innovators, creators, and educators. We need no currency, paper, or coins. Our currency is our ability to accomplish whatever we need and be a community and help continue to build this community and look out for one another. Therefore, I present to the citizens of the Planette of Krail the 2019 Shuttle In. The curtain lifted and displayed the brand new shuttle. It was tan with black wings, and there was a feminine symbol on one of the wings. This 18-passenger luxury vehicle is equipped with 3 bathrooms, a kitchen, 7 bunk beds, and an updated navigation system with a backup control board and backup generators for unforeseen incidents. It has 5 engines and is able to travel at a speed of 850,000 miles per hour. That is a speed of light of 7,451,100,000. Ruby began taking questions from the press. Miss Ruby, will this shuttle replace the first one that was built in 2005? No. We will still use the 2005 version. It will be used as a backup during times when maintenance has to be performed on the 2019 or the 2019 is already in use. We will never be caught without a backup plan again in this regard. Our mission is to always protect women on Earth who need us. Next question. You said an updated navigation system. What exactly does that mean, Miss Ruby? Our sister Andiette has created an SPS, or a space positioning system, that is useful in any part of space to tell us where exactly we are and how to get where we are going. Oh, that is wonderful. So, does this mean that we'll be able to travel space outside of our solar system using this? Yes and no. Yes, we have the ability, but it is not likely we will use it to travel outside the solar system other than shuttling directly to Earth. Next question. So how many miles per hour would you say the Shuttle 2005 traveled? 450,000 miles. Then how long can the 2019 travel in space without having to land? So far, 17 weeks. Traveling in space without having to land. In our solar system time, that is, One more question, Miss Ruby. This shuttle has 18 passenger accommodation. The 2005 shuttle had 10. Why did you increase the number of passengers on this updated one? Because it gives us the ability to pick up more passengers in a single trip. Keep in mind that whenever we shuttle to Earth, we need at least a 4-crew defense team for safety. So that takes seats on board. We need at least 12 travelers. She looked out in the audience in front of her and said, "Thanks, ladies, and I hope everyone has a good lunch. I will talk to you later." Episode 13, Scene 2. So, Ruby, how long do you think it would be before we can test this new shuttle? Jackie asked over lunch, and Diet and Shamira had joined them. Shamira was a scientist who created hair care products. She was on a vacation, but decided to meet up with Ruby and the girls. I would say hopefully soon, like as early as this week, Ruby said, as she enjoyed her sweet salad containing citrus and shelling leaves. And Diet had introduced her to that dish, and Lita included it on her menu. Shelling leaves had been growing in her garden for years, and because she thought they were weeds, she never used them as a meal until Diet informed her that anything that grows out of the ground on the planet is edible. So, I have a suggestion. Stephanie's late sister still owns land in western Pennsylvania out in the middle of nowhere. If we land on her property, we won't run the risk of being noticed. You know how people on Earth always like to sensationalize UFOs and everything like that, Shamira said. Well, you are right about that, Shamira, but since this would be a trial run, that's a good idea. And nobody occupies that land? Nobody has lived there since her sister died like 2 years ago. Okay then, very well. I will meet with Stephanie and we'll schedule a time for her to go down and land. One of Lita's servers brought a dish containing orange and yellow citrus and set it in front of Andiet. Thank you. Andiet said, "You're welcome." Andiet, would you like to join the crew on the 2019 shuttle's maiden voyage to Pennsylvania? It would be my pleasure and honor. That's wonderful. What do you think of Earth, judging by what you've seen so far? Jackie asked Andiet. People hate each other on Earth. Instead of enjoying life, they are occupied with killing and hating. Earth is frightening. Well, you are correct about that. You know, Andiet, I'll never forget the time I was down there a couple of years ago and I was dying. I would have not made it back. And I kept seeing images of your face during that ordeal way before we even met. Ruby, I think we had a connection from the time you landed on Krail. And I am thankful we are finally in the same space. Oh, me too, darling. Ruby reached out and touched Andiet's very small hand. Episode 13, Scene 3. Liz had just arrived home from school when she received a notification on her computer. She opened her laptop. Her mother appeared on screen. Mom, how are you? I'm good. How are you, kid? I'm okay. Are you sure you're okay, Mom? Well, I'm really not so good. I had to find a place to live. Your father took half the money I made. I know. From that talk show interview, right? Asher told me. You've been talking to Asher? Yes. Why haven't you? Liz, honey, I've been so ashamed. It's been hard to talk to anyone. I just don't want to feel judged. Mom, I would never judge you. Oh, thank you, honey. It's really hard down here on Earth. I made a big mistake. Liz would always love her mother. Although Jillian had broken the rules, that did not take away that daughter's love and affection for her own mother. I know, Mom. I know you did. Oh, I just wish you could come down here and visit. Oh, I can take a break from school and come down? How is school going, honey? It's great. I joined Shamira's science class and I'm studying the science of hair. Oh, how wonderful it would be for you to become a trichologist. You've always been into beauty. Yeah, but it's not just that. It's more about health first. That is true. Liz, I miss you. I sure wish I could visit. But Liz knew the rules. She was not about to ruin her comfortable lifestyle for anyone. Sure, she loved her mother, but she had to think of herself too. Well, I'll see if they can change their mind. That's all I can do, Mom. Liz was sitting at her desk doing her homework when the doorbell rang. It was Kendra, her friend. She joined Liz in her bedroom. You still ain't take the large bedroom. Your mom's been gone for a while now, Kendra said, looking around. Liz rested her pencil and looked at her friend and said, You know, it's hard for me to do that. It would only remind me that she's not here anymore. But if you sleep in your room, it gives you the impression that she's in the other room, right? Exactly. I do need to go down and visit her. She's lonely. They don't understand why my mother made the decision to keep my brother here. Lots of these women up here have not been mothers. But lots of them have, though, Liz. My mom was a mother. I was 5 when we arrived here. Kendra was now 16 years old. Yeah, that's true, I guess, if you look at it that way. But I understand. So, when are you planning on going down there? Hopefully soon. Liz finally turned to Kendra and added, Hey, tell you what, why don't we go down together? Why don't you go down with me? Me? Kendra jabbed her finger in her chest, emphasizing the me. Yeah, we'll go down together. Come on, Kendra, it'll be fun. Yo, I don't know, Liz, because my mom's be like tripping. Come on, Kendra. Oh, come on. I'm sure you miss Earth sometimes. But unlike you, Liz, I've been here on the planet like most of my life. Besides, my mother would never let me go down there without her. She's a defender. You know that's not happening. Do you have to tell her? Remember, she goes on duty for days at the base, and she only checks on you by computer or phone. But what if my background looks different? Like, she'll know if I'm sitting in my room or something. She'll know I'm not home. Use a virtual background. Hey, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Give me some. Yes! We'll go down and stay with my mom and binge on pizza and Netflix. Girl, I can watch Netflix by Unisat, sitting in my own living room. Yeah, but you can't get pizza up here. Okay. All right, let's do it. Kendra lit up, and now it was on. Episode 13, Scene 4. The shuttle landed in the field behind the house. Stephanie and Diet, 4 defenders, and Dr. Fatima were on board along with the pilots. That was a smooth landing, and Diet said. That was very smooth, Stephanie agreed. The defender stepped off first once the co-pilot raised the door. The tall grass was brown and anyone could see the property had not been tended to since Stephanie's sister died. Wow, this place is a mess, Stephanie said as she and Andiette stepped into the huge field from the shuttle. 3 defenders led the way while one of them stayed on board to protect the pilots. Stephanie wanted to go and check on the house while she was there because she had not been able to contact her niece in a while. As they drew closer to the house, they heard what sounded like a man shouting. "What is that? It sounds it sounds dangerous." And Diet said, but Stephanie knew what it was. It meant her niece was in that house having a fight with her abusive boyfriend. "Y'all hear that? Let's go!" Stephanie prompted the defenders as they rushed towards the house. When they were within 20 yards, the defender in the front stopped and motioned for the group to stop and be quiet. "Shh! Don't say anything, y'all."
"But I done told you time and time again, you ain't gonna be questioning me about my business. All right, Erica? All right? All right?
You out there two-timing me? I want you to get out of here.
I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going
Stephanie could no longer stand it.
Nowhere.
Stephanie could not stand what was going on. She said, "Listen, we need to go in there. We need to go in there," she said as the defender stood in front of them. The woman placed her finger over her lips and said, "Shh, just wait." Because the house had suddenly got quiet. But Stephanie did not want to wait. What if he does something to her? We gonna handle it. Trust me. Jan, you go around the front. Ladybug X, you go to the side door. The rest of y'all follow me. The defender gave instructions to her team. The other women took their positions. They walked up to the front door. The head defender held her weapon in an upright position. "Okay, Stephanie, I'm going to want you to knock on the door. And Diet, stand on the other side of the door so nobody will see you either," she ordered as she stood against the wall where she was not being seen. They heard a loud crash and a scream. Stephanie knocked on the door. An unkempt man with long dreads wearing a tattered jeans and a dirty wife beater answered. His arms were covered with tattoos and the rank smell of marijuana nearly knocked her out. "Hi, is my niece Erica here?"
"Who are you?"
He squinted his eyes down at her. "My name is Stephanie. I'm her aunt." It took all the self-control she could muster up not to attack him.
"Thought you lived in another world according to your crazy niece."
"Now you listen. Who is that, Charles? One of your hoes? Who is that?" Came the voice of Erica as she arrived at the door, and then she said, "Aunt Steph, hey girl, I've been trying to reach you for a while now. Can we come in?" They all stepped into the house, and that's when Stephanie noticed a bruise on her niece's face. "What happened to your face?" "Oh, I slipped and fell into the side mirror of the car."
"What are you, some kind of doctor or something?"
Dr. Fatima stepped up and said, "She's not a doctor, but I am." Fatima got a good look at the woman's face. She had seen many abused women when they first arrived on Planette. She knew a fist bruise when she saw one. She reached into her bag, pulled out a small bottle containing a healing solution. "Here, sit down, darling. I have something for that. Here, sit down." "I told you I'm going to be okay," Erica said, but Dr. Fatima was not having it. "No, let me help you. My name is Fatima, okay? That's a nasty bruise, and if you don't treat it, it will get infected." Charles looked around at the group, wondering why these women dressed in beige, looking like they were ready for some kind of battle. They all wore combat boots, and he didn't miss the weapons they were carrying. Then he finally noticed and did, and laughed.
"So, y'all brought yourselves an alien back with you, huh?"
"What is your definition of alien, sir?" And Diet challenged.
"Somebody from outer space, I guess." "That would be you."
"Your comment is not only contradictory, but uninformed."
"What?"
He looked somewhat perplexed. "An alien is anyone or anything outside of the norm, and you, sir, are outside of the norm of what is expected of Earth humans. Love, mercy, justice, and understanding are far from your realm of comprehension. Instead of answering Andiette, he looked at Erica and said,
Yo, get these fools out of here.
You are not in any position to put anyone out of here. This house belongs to my late sister, and Erica is my niece. Stephanie spoke up. Charles looked towards her, but the defenders raised their weapons. Try it, and your history. One of the defenders said. Charles hesitated, thinking about his next move. He looked around. He knew he had no wins. He grabbed his jacket and said,
I'll be back.
Maybe I was wrong about you. Charles turned back to Andiette and said,
What?
Your comprehension of knowing you are at a disadvantage does in fact mean you have some intelligence, albeit very small IQ level. Instead of responding, Charles stormed out. Andiette, I could have used you as a friend growing up, Fatima said. She placed a bandage over the bruise on Erica's face and assured, There, you're all good now. Thanks, Fatima. Stephanie appealed to her niece and said, Erica, why don't you come with us? We would love you on the planet, and you would love that planet. Auntie, I can't leave, though. Why not? Why? Because I love him. I do not understand. Andiette said, Well, I'm sure you don't. It's not about understanding. But Charles needs me. Is this the definition of male-identified you explained to me, Stephanie? Aunt Stephanie, who is she and what is she? My name is Andiette. I am from Creole. She proffered her hand to Erica, and the woman reluctantly shook it. Please come with us, or I will be forced to delete Charles. Andiette's eyes were serious, and Erica knew she was not playing. Stephanie stepped up and said, Tell you what, why don't you sleep on it, Erica? Erica agreed and fixed hot tea for the women. That was all they wanted. Episode 13, Scene 5. Liz and Kendra landed at the Mark Twain Museum in Hartford, Connecticut, right across the street from where Liz's mother, Jillian, lived in a one-bedroom apartment. The girls hugged, delighted to have been able to make the trip using their proxy bracelets to phase into Earth. Oh, this is so cool. Imagine having a GPS on your wrist and telling it where to take you anywhere in the universe, Kendra said as she and Liz ran across the street. I know, right? Jillian answered the door and hugged her daughter. Oh, Liz, honey, it seems like ages. Well, Mom, it has been 2 years. And you remember Kendra, don't you? I can't say that I do, but sit down and relax. And welcome home, Kendra. Kendra looked at Liz, prompting her to ask her mother that question. Oh, Mom, where's Asher? By then, her brother was 17. Kendra smiled at the question. He'll be over soon. I told him you were coming. I finally got a chance to talk to him. Kendra and Liz looked at each other and smiled. So, what do you girls want for dinner? Pizza. Well, okay then. I'm going to go ahead and call Pizza Hut. This is so much fun. Oh, this is going to be so much fun, girls. Now, imagine having a meal like this up on the Planette. I bet you can't have this much fun. Episode 13, Scene 6. Stephanie was disappointed when she woke up the next morning and her niece insisted on staying on Earth. She had hoped a good night's rest would help her to make the right decision.
Erica, he's just gonna keep pounding on you until he kills you.
No.
Trust me, sweetie.
No, Auntie. You don't get it. You've been up there in another world for so long, you're out of touch. I make Charles angry sometimes. All I have to do is shut up sometimes.
Honey, you sound just like the many battered women we've helped. I would be remiss if I didn't try and show that same love and concern to my own niece.
I'm gonna be fine. Aunt Steph. I promise. Stephanie examined her niece's eyes before saying,
Okay. But remember, you can always change your mind later.
And I will if I need to. It was tough talking to women who worship men and believe everything men told them. A man could be abusive one minute and mild the next. That type of polarized behavior would drive a woman like Stephanie crazy. Stands to reason she stayed on the Planette ever since it was discovered.
Let's go!
She heard one of the defenders downstairs order. Everyone had gathered downstairs except Stephanie and Erica. The aunt and niece embraced again. Stephanie said,
I'm gonna really miss you, honey.
Me too. It was good to see you too, Aunt Steph. The group boarded the shuttle and the pilot began taking off. Andrea sat next to Stephanie, staring at her. Those huge eyes were sometimes intimidating. Stephanie looked over her and finally said,
Okay, Andrea, if you're going to keep staring at me with those big curious eyes, the least you can do is say something.
Okay. Stephanie took a sip of her drink. Andrea was still staring.
Andrea, what? What, Andrea?
What does two timing mean? The entire group laughed at her question. That was a great way to lighten the mood, considering what Stephanie was dealing with. It means someone cheating on a person that they're married to or dating. Dr. Fatima said, marriage is when two people decide to live together with a common goal and a document stating that they are married by an earthly government. Well, and yet, that's pretty much it. For the purpose of creating offspring. That's pretty much it, and yet.
You solved it, Fatima, because I don't know what to do with Andy yet.
Episode 13, Scene 7.
Kendra, you shouldn't have done that. Why did you do that?
Liz whispered. They sat on the sofa in the living room. Liz's mother, Jillian, was still in the bedroom sleeping. Kendra confided in her friend that she had gotten intimate with Asher the night before when Liz fell asleep.
But I liked it. I did. I liked it. Oh, it's good. You should try it, Liz.
But Kendra, what if you got pregnant? What if you got pregnant and then you turn around and are having a boy? You know you can't come back. Maybe I'm not having a boy. And Asher told me he's had a crush on me way back when we were on the Planette. Liz rolled her eyes at her friend. Oh, come on, Liz. Even if I'm pregnant or something, maybe I can come to Earth and me and your brother can get married. He's turning 18 next year. Kendra, you are not seeing the bigger picture. You cannot throw away your future like that. Our planet has everything we need. Except men. Except boys. Except guys. Except dudes. Liz was taken aback. You wouldn't know all of that. You wouldn't be so attracted to them had I not brought you down here. But it's okay. It's okay. Maybe you should try a man. Liz immediately sprung from her seat. You know, Ruby is right. Women who sleep with men lose their minds. No. Maybe it enlightens us to our womanhood. But Liz was not having it. Okay. We need to go back. But Kendra did not move. Are you coming? Are you coming? Episode 13, Scene 8. Shuttle 2019 landed smoothly, and the crew disembarked. Shortly after landing in the airfield, Liz's figure phased in. One of the teachers, Gara Hunter, was standing there talking to Andiette when Liz appeared. Miss Hunter, perplexed, hurried over to Liz and said, "Where have you been?" And Kendra's mother has been looking all over for her. Chill, Miss Hunter. We went to Earth. You went to where? You went to Earth? Did you get authorization to do that? Well, did we need it? Gara held up her hand and took a short breath. Never mind. Where's Kendra? I know she was with you. Liz held her head down before saying, Miss Hunter, she stayed behind. No, you're kidding me. Why? Well, she and my brother... She and your brother what? She and your brother what? She and my brother compromised. Gara was hurt. She knew Kendra's mother would be crushed to hear that, and she and Lena, Kendra's mother, were good friends. So, okay, calm down, baby. Where is Kendra right now? At my mother's house. It did not surprise the teacher that Jillian would sanction some of this like this. Andiette approached them and said, I know exactly where she is. I can return her. The teacher did not particularly agree with some of Andiette's aggressive methods of dealing with stuff, and neither could she really put up with Andiette's antics. I appreciate your offer, Andiette, but let me speak with Kendra's mother and Ruby and see how they want to proceed with this, okay? Episode 13, Scene 9. Liz slammed the front door and dropped onto her bed when she arrived home. She felt so much guilt for even allowing her friend to get to know her brother. She just thought that they would go out and hang out and have a good time as friends. Her computer beeped. She hurried to the dresser and opened it. It was Kendra. Kendra, your mother is worried about you. Oh, she don't need to be worried about me. I'm fine. I moved in with Asha and your dad. We are getting married. No, Kendra, no. Liz, listen to me, girl. I love him, girl. Your brother is good. I love your brother. But you don't know him, Kendra. Not true. I know him a lot better than you know him. No, you knew him as Ashley. You don't know him as a male, and you don't know what kind of father he has that could be influencing him. Oh, but he is so handsome. Oh, those blue eyes and that blonde hair, girl. Oh, goodness, Kendra. You don't know what you're saying. Her friend got serious. Gone was the giddy schoolgirl giggle. Yes, I do know what I'm saying. And I'm not coming back. Kendra, you can't. Before Liz could finish, Kendra disconnected. Oh no. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? She's my friend. Now, did y'all see that? Okay, so I hope y'all enjoyed it. Okay, and stay tuned for episode 14. We're getting ready to wind this scene, or this season, down. We're getting ready to wind it down. Of course, there is 16 in this season, so we get ready to wind it down. So stay tuned for episode 14. 3-4 days, it should be up there. That's why you got to turn those notifications on so you'll know when the next one is coming. All right, bye y'all, until next time. See ya.